experience is the experiment.
Today's guest hails from Minnesota. He's since found his home in Los Angeles, California. He is the one and only person who gave me the chance to have a real mentor in LA when I moved out here. He's been somebody that I've looked up to, respected, and gained so much knowledge from. Please welcome my friend, my mentor, the one and only Hooks.
You're too kind.
Welcome,
You're too
welcome.
kind.
Round two. The first one wasn't even that good. That was a better intro, hopefully.
You just say so many nice things about me. I just hope I can live up to all those nice words.
That's
man.
okay. They don't know if you're living up to it or not.
True, they really don't. I could be a sleazeball. They'd never know, but I'm not.
He's definitely not. I would not have given that intro if you were.
Exactly.
Let alone having you sit on my couch. I don't have sleazeballs.
You don't. You have very respectable guests.
I had a good person teaching me what I deserve to have in my life.
Nothing but the best.
Mr. Hooks. So it used to be RP Hooks.
Oh man, my lineage of names. It used to be RP Hooks, and then it was Rapper Hooks.
Just straight up Rapper Hooks?
Rapper Hooks, yeah.
Rapper Hooks.
And
Then it was Rapper Verse.
my first name ever was like Truth Be Told or something like that.
Fuck
Something
yeah.
super.
Super first name.
Super first name, yeah.
Mine was Blink.
Blink.
Yeah, because I blink a lot. So it
You
was
do
like,
blink a lot.
yeah.
I
So I was just like, fuck it, I'll
Why do
take
you blink
it.
so much?
I got a disease called convergence disorder, where
wow.
my eyes don't work together. So my brain's idea of how to reset them is to blink.
But you don't have like a lazy eye or nothing like that.
So I just went to give blood, and the lady goes, "You know you have a lazy eye?" And I'm like, "You know I'm 26 years old, and now you're telling me this?" So I might. She also might have been fucking with me, but there's a possibility that I have a lazy
You're
eye. I
looking
didn't
at
know.
her and the blood.
I told my girlfriend, and she was just like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What? Do you know
She's
something that I
never told
don't?"
you you've had a lazy
No,
eye?
apparently she thought I knew.
Oh man, people really love you in your corner.
You're telling me, man. That's why I wear sunglasses now, so nobody can
Oh,
see my
no.
apparent lazy eye.
No. Do you wear sunglasses every show?
Every show,
Really?
every single one.
Is it because of the lazy eye?
It's because the blinking. I don't want people to. I don't care if people see it. It's more I don't want it to be take away from the conversation.
Is that an insecurity?
It kind of. It doesn't happen when I get high though. When I
Yeah.
smoke weed, it stops completely, which is
You
wild.
stop thinking about it probably.
That and I think it also relaxes my muscles. So it's like literally like
You got glaucoma?
no, but if it allows me to keep smoking weed, then yeah, I got glaucoma. No, it's just this convergence disorder thing. But speak of the devil, if I smoke some weed, and then I'm good to go.
See, we're smoking. Okay, so for those out here, let's not get it twisted. A spliff is not a blunt.
It's like an inside out blunt.
No, spliff is weed with tobacco. A blunt is
Support for This Is an Experiment is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. And Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the exclusive offer for you. That is 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code EXPERIMENT at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls.
weed inside of a wrap.
I went to Vietnam last month and fell in love with the tobacco.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I'm not judging you.
No, well, when you were judging me was because I was rolling a joint at 45 minutes per roll.
Yeah, you took. I timed you because I'm such a. I'm
Well,
so
you're-
OCD about everything.
You
I
were
timed
also
you.
like, we'd go to walk to get something to eat, and you'd be talking to me while rolling in the other hand.
Yeah.
Fucking on the phone with this one and
I'm
juggling with your feet.
scatterbrained. I'm so scatterbrained. So like, I'm always doing two things at once.
It was cool though. It was cool that you were able to like. It felt very like European to like roll with one hand. See, it's not that bad. It's like an inside out blunt. Yeah.
Okay, it kind of tastes. It has that like champagne-y aftertaste.
Yeah. It's smooth. It's nice stuff. It's better than like cigarette tobacco.
I smoked what are those stogie with my brother, my older brother, man, and got sick as a dog afterwards,
Dude,
man.
People get so sick off them. I'll show you what I got after. I get these. They're called acid cigars. And they're
What kind of
that's just
Jeffrey are you smoking, man?
I swear they're regular cigars, but they're like dipped in cognac, I think. They taste great and they're super light. Damn, do you know how much shit I would have got for coughing back in the day? Especially during a
I'm
session.
such a cougher, man. I don't even care. And I have like a deep voice, but I got like the little baby cough, the black lung cough.
Like pops out.
Yeah.
Where your heart might come out with it. So let's give people. We already did it on the other version, but they ain't gonna hear that because fucking Ableton crashed. But you and I met at 17 Hertz, which is a studio out of it was a studio out of North Hollywood, California.
Is it open at all?
I don't think so. If it is, I don't know about it.
Yeah. Beautiful studio. It's where We Are the World, I think, was filmed and recorded. A lot of Metallica albums.
And then Kiss did all their drum tracking in Studio A's drum room,
Really?
or the live room. It was like
I
a
love that
40,000 foot room or whatever. It was something stupid.
So many great sessions, great nights in that room.
It was that whole place, and even like the small little rooms, like what was it, the Red Room? The
Yeah.
amount of nights of just like us knowing we were all going to be there all night because me and Akash and Jake were interns, and you were working for Bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Bedrock.
Shout out Bedrock. I stayed there. I was like,
You were
damn near like
yeah.
living there, yeah.
I mean, but you, even if you had gone back somewhere, it would have been for 5 minutes per day. Like
Yeah.
you were just working always.
24/7.
And like we were just talking about, you're as in the you taught me what it's like to be in the box. You can make a record and be like, wow, I love the band in this, and you're like, yeah, that's my computer. It was very eye opening.
Because I come from like I started producing from like sampling tracks, sampling old records.
That's probably the DJ side of you too.
I mean, I started DJing because I liked the nightlife and partying and all that, and it's easy. Like I know music, so blending music together is just easy.
Yeah, you're listening anyways.
Mhm.
You're doing half the job just
Reading the crowd.
Yeah, and it's also it's like playing an instrument.
Yeah.
Like you're different, very different, obviously, as far as harder to fuck up.
I have been practicing every day though, piano and guitar.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to, well, not even trying, but I'm working really hard towards my live performance. Because back when I used to do shows, my live show was everything, so.
I remember you telling me, like at the beginning of the pandemic, when you started making music for yourself again. Let's kind of give a little rerun of who you are and what you do. You're a producer.
Producer, artist, writer,
Musician.
musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Been out in LA for 5 years now.
And you were doing, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, so we moved out here like within a year of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And you were in punk bands.
I was in punk bands. I used to rap. And electronic bands. It's kind of everything. Just exploring music.
And then when did you start focusing more on the production side as a producer and not as an artist?
I was in this rap group, called Space. And we didn't have any producers.
So it was like out of necessity.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the first song that we put out was a song that I produced, so I couldn't really stop.
And did you know like right away that this was something that you could see yourself doing? Or is it strictly out of necessity?
Nah, man, I got obsessed with it. I locked myself in I never went out. I went out to work. I was like a bartender in Minneapolis when I was doing this. But I legit made 5 beats a day.
That's crazy.
Like every day, I made 5 beats a day.
It makes sense for who you are, though, as a producer, because you've been like that as long as I've known you. You were one of the big things you taught me, I guess, through your actions was if you get stuck, it's okay to go to the next thing and work for a bit, and you can always go back.
You can always go back. Yeah.
And I feel like while a lot of people were spending time sitting there because they couldn't think of an idea for 3 hours, you were bouncing back to the other song and song and song, and that wasn't really part of your process. Was
Yeah, you don't want to,
stop.
you don't want to stop your creative flow just because you're stuck on a part, because even when you're, selling, even when you're selling beats, how often do you sell a beat that you expect to sell? Like,
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a post thought.
yeah,
Most of the time, at least. And you were also like one of the people that really started showing me sampling.
yeah,
And like how to use samples tastefully, like whether that's like ripping a sample from an old song, like most samples, or going and grabbing something off Splice. Like I had such a weird connotation with it, or weird expectation of what it meant to use somebody else's sample.
yeah,
And then you were like, no, you can change it. Like it doesn't have to be.
yeah. It doesn't have to be the same.
Yeah, and in fact, it shouldn't. Like there's so much room to change it that's the art of it. Is how do you get something that is already loved and make it a whole completely new idea? Yeah, I
Yeah,
love that.
That's what I always thought. That's what Kanye was trying to do. Like take a sample, even though he did like pitch him up, but changed them for the most part, and then add the drums, which changed the whole sound of everything.
Yeah. Your drums have always knocked, even the stuff that are like not in like a drum heavy like hip hop track, like even like your indie stuff.
And I'm obsessed with 808s, but I do take it overboard, which I'm learning to cut back now on my 808 usage.
Did somebody say something?
No, I was just mixing my own stuff and like trying to mix a deep voice with an 808.
Yeah, it's a lot of mud could be had.
Yeah.
So you started making music again, like so you were an artist.
Yeah.
Then you switched to the production side, and now you're doing both.
Yeah, I started making music. I started playing in bands because one of my buddies I was playing basketball with got a guitar and got really good really quick, and I was jealous. So I wanted to one up him legit.
Absolutely, that feeling of watching somebody be good at something, especially an instrument where it just looks like pure fun because you have like free range. It's like getting good at driving and then going to a racetrack.
He was so good. Andrew Healy was his name. So good at guitar.
Andrew Healy. Is he still jamming?
I don't know. I think he has a coffee business now.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Well, hopefully he's still
I
playing
went
some
to
guitar. at the house.
went to school with some really creative people.
Well, it sounds like you came out of Minnesota with some pretty.
Yeah, I moved to Minnesota from Chicago. So, and then my mom always surrounded me with creative people. I got to give a lot to my mom for how she raised me and what she put me around, Always kept me focused on being creative.
Well, I thank her as well because
Mama Hooks.
she clearly did something right, and I learned a lot from you and have been learning a lot from you. So that's got to come from somewhere first.
Hey, you got to have good OGs in your corner, man.
Amen. I got lucky with that too.
Yeah.
So you're releasing music as an artist again, and
Yes.
what is your goal? Where do you want to see yourself? What do you want to make? What are you making?
I want to make music I want to have an amazing live show. That's really all I'm focused on. Like I am focused on what I'm creating, but if I don't think it's going to sound cool or look cool live, then I don't really care about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's such like a fucking massive part of the type of music that you do too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many melodic elements to it that are so perfect for stage and so perfect for performance.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to play guitar and piano during it?
I'm working towards that, yeah.
What does that look like? What do you have to be able to do in order to see yourself playing on stage? Where do you have to be?
Get better at guitar. Yeah, get more comfortable with the guitar.
What's your guitar?
My guitar?
Yeah, what are you playing on stage?
Ooh, a Telly.
A Telly?
Yeah.
That's got two Tellys here.
It's the best guitar.
I will take a Telly over a Strat
Any
day.
Any day of the
Don't
week.
get me wrong. I would love to have a Strat too. Beautiful, amazing sound, super funky. But I can get that out of a Telly too. But you can't get that twanginess that you can in the Telly out of anything else.
And just that twangy with the solo is...
Yeah. Put a
Butter.
wah pedal on there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also still producing for other people too, and
Yes.
so is your deal that you're on? Can you talk about that?
I have a management deal
Management deal.
with Madden. Shout out the Madden brothers,
Who are who?
Benji and Joel Madden.
Who are who? That was a weird way to put it.
Who
Who are they?
They were in Good Charlotte, Benji and Joel Madden,
That's
and
fucking crazy.
yeah, man, they're the best. They gave me an opportunity, and I'm running with it, and they gave me the chance to be creative.
Man, I remember when you first started meeting with them because it was when we were still at 17.
Yeah,
And I remember you just coming and you're just like, yeah, I'm signing to management. And it was just like the most casual shit in the world, the way you went about it. And I was just like, holy fuck. Like, we've been talking about this for so long and where you'd like to see yourself. And
self-fulfilling prophecy, man.
man,
You gotta see yourself doing it.
and you were also saying that you wanted to see yourself as an artist again. And the fact that even though you were also signing as a producer,
Hmm.
that you kept to that is everything.
Yeah.
When do you want to see yourself on stage?
Ooh, by the beginning of next year.
Oh shit, soon.
Soon, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Where do you see yourself trying to get a tour soon, or what's the
One step at a time. Yeah, I gotta get
that.
comfortable again,
Yeah,
and then I'll tour, but just gotta get my feet wet first.
I feel like getting back on stage too now as a different person than you were when you were on stage in a punk band or as a DJ or as a
Oh, yeah.
rapper.
I mean, it's just me now. Like I've always like it's not really a flaw, but one thing that I wish I did earlier on was focus more on me
Mm.
instead of making groups or like just bringing people together to work on one thing.
Absolutely.
Because everyone has different creative ideas, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
I think one of the things I'm realizing too, and it's it's one of those things where you have to be looking with retrospect or in retrospect, is you need to go through all the motions,
Yeah.
see what you like, keep what you like, get rid of what you don't.
Mhm.
Like really fucking file through everything that are possible. And like I was in a group for a while and with my girlfriend, and it was fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
we did what we wanted to do, and then we realized that genres were changing and stuff, and like without that, I wouldn't have known how badly I now want to be able to do this podcast on my own and be 100% the brain of this. And like without those opportunities, you might not know what you're really supposed to be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Man, I have such a hard. I have such big trouble with genres. Like that's. I feel like that's one of my problems because I like blending genres,
mhm.
but you also have to play the game.
Yeah,
If you wanna achieve things financially, you have to play the game.
absolutely.
So it's like looking at what I make and how can I also play the game and be happy.
Well, you gotta look at what we're doing like a TV show, but you have to
Yeah.
look at it as the first 5 episodes, or 5 seasons. If you watch the first episode of season 1 and the last episode of season 5, they're gonna have a lot of similarities because it's the same people and all this. But if they're like starkly different, it might not make sense.
Yeah.
It might be hard to get from point A to point B.
That's
but
a
like
great way of putting it.
having a bridge in between, they're not going to be the same people. They've grown up. This has happened. All that, like, it's a completely different part of their life or whatever the storyline is. But they have a bridge. They connect. And I feel like that's kind of what this is. It's like, how do you jump genre to genre in the way of like always doing what you love,
Yeah.
but also find a way for them to connect? Like, what's your sound? Is it that your drums are always going to sound like your drums? Is there a part that always sounds like hooks that keeps the consistency?
I think the energy of the music.
And just like what you put behind it.
Yeah.
What?
Because the first song that I put out recently, it was like a ballad.
I guess it was a ballad.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. When I've heard a bunch of your stuff, last time I saw you, which was too fucking long ago,
Yeah.
but last time you showed me like 8 songs or something like that, like a good amount of songs. And I just remember sitting there and listening to them being like, everything is so different, yet so fucking similar. And it was a weird I don't know. You have a weird way of connecting the dots in a way that people normally wouldn't. But
I want to do movie scores. That's why. Like
that makes so much sense.
I would love to do a movie score.
That makes a lot of sense. I could see you.
So I make mood music.
Well, and then you can go completely off grid.
Yeah.
Which I would be so curious to hear how you do that.
Like a horror movie or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Or just anything where you're following a storyline versus a quarter notes or eighth notes or whatever your grid is.
Yeah. I mean, man, one of my favorite albums of all time, Prince Paul, Prince Among Thieves. It's this rap album, but it's made out like a story.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's a whole story, and it's flawless.
When is it from?
Oh man, when did that come out? Hold on.
Quick fact check.
Let me check the corrupt Google.
It sure as hell ain't DuckDuckGo.
Don't even get me started. That's the only one I use.
You use DuckDuckGo?
I use GoDaddy.
They're all GoDaddy?
Yeah. Or not no, it is DuckDuckGo, yeah.
DuckDuckGo. I've never actually been on it. I've only heard things. But I heard that some stuff you look up on Google don't show up.
Yeah, man. It came out in 1999.
Oh shit, so it's what year is it? 23 years old?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's so good.
3 years older than me. I don't even know.
You definitely gotta check it out.
And where do you see your music from what it is now connecting to in, let's say, 3 years? Is there a place that you'd like to see yourself explore eventually?
My only goal is just to get better, like sonically, with my writing, with my production, like the songs that I mean, because I've made these songs a while ago, you know.
Yeah.
I had a first bunch, and then I started working with a different producer, so all those got scrapped. And
so you're working with another producer on your music.
Yeah.
So you're treating yourself as an artist.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. I just did that for the first time, and it's an interesting thing when you're sitting there and you're trying to look over their shoulders. They're on Ableton, but then also try to tell yourself to chill the fuck out for a second and just enjoy the artist.
I work with this artist named Zev, but I bring all my demos in. And like I have all the structures figured out for the most part, and he fills in the sounds and plays over stuff.
That's sick. So you're still bringing in your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess mine's pretty similar. I bring in an idea and then go from there. But this is just my first time doing it with this guy who I work for. He's one of the people who owns the label. His name's Coleman.
You better show me some of this, man, because
I'll show you.
You always tell me about the music you're making, but you never show me any of it.
I'm really good at asking to hear other people's music.
Yes,
really
you
bad
are.
at showing my own.
But you make really good music. Like
I appreciate that.
You're a great. Everything you touch is good. So show me your music.
Oh, I'll show you my music. Absolutely. Dude, when you meet somebody out here, like you were the first person I met where I was realizing that this is somebody who can actually give me tips on how to do this industry right, and who's been through the motions but is also going through the motions, and is it doesn't have an outdated view on what it looks like. Like you had both the knowledge and the questions to ask, and I think with that comes like an intimidation of like, this is the person who I want to make sure likes my shit, you know?
Well, I mean,
I have my few people like that.
But I mean, you showed me your music before, whether it was you didn't show me a lot of it. I would have told you if I didn't like it off rip.
Oh, I know. I know.
Like I mean, I guess that's me producing for artists. Like I can't lie to an artist and be
Absolutely.
like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like,
yeah, no, and that's something that I think I also got from being at 17 Hertz in general was there wasn't a lot of yes men there. Yeah. And I was a fucking...
You know how many times Bedrock told me that my beats sucked?
Bedrock is fucking stark with his words.
Yeah.
But he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, he does.
Too.
He's been in this game for a minute.
Yeah, Bedrock is phenomenal at what he does. Hey Bedrock, if you're watching this, I'd love to get you on the podcast.
Oh, he's got to do the podcast.
Dude, that would be so fun. Bedrock was like the first person I met in this industry where I looked at him and I was like, this is like This is like when looking at Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Like he felt like he should have had a cigar in his mouth, telling people to get out of the room. Like he was a boss.
Yeah. He was definitely as a boss.
Yeah, he's just like, whether it was music or a Fortune 500, he seemed like the kind of guy to be walking out of his Rolls Royce to go in.
Yeah, he's so smart.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. So if let's say you're looking 5 years down the road, do you want to see yourself, 75% your music or 75% other people's?
Man, that's
Or
that's
50-50?
tough. Because I would love for it to be 50-50, but I don't think that's possible. Like you have to put your focus into something for it to be as good as it can be.
Absolutely. Can't spread yourself too thin.
So like I was hoping to like put out an album, do a tour, then work with artists, and then keep that method going.
Momentum. What do you see your stage looking like on a show?
And lights, whole lot of lights, very minimal.
What about band wise?
That's where it's kind of tricky because I would love to have a band, but working with other people, like it's hard. It's tough for me working with other people. Like I'd love to work with a drummer. Like I'd most likely have Zev on stage with me.
What does he do?
Everything. He guitar,
All the above.
piano, trumpet. Like he's so
God damn.
talented.
So you could see yourself having like some sort of like little backing,
Yeah,
but probably tracks as well.
probably, maybe, unless I perform with like a Helicon or something like that.
Which would be sick too.
Yeah,
And you could even mix the two.
yeah.
I feel that's what Justin Vernon does, right? Is that his name?
He does a lot of different.
But that like doubling voice effect
Yeah.
is the Helicon.
Yeah,
It's so
it's a
wild.
bunch of different
guess,
things.
yeah,
Helicon. Yeah.
It's a what? It's a what else?
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after the
Deal.
podcast.
So was that this one or the last one that I talked about my first session in LA with you?
Oh, what do you mean?
When I was talking my first session in LA was, or the first time I walked into a session even,
Oh,
was
yeah.
when I came in and you told me to come into a room at 17 Hertz, and there was this girl there and she hands me a blunt and looked over at you to get confirmation, like I'm good to like be here and smoke a blunt, right? And you're like, just fucking smoke it. And it was Lizzo.
Yeah.
And
Good old Lizzo.
she was fucking just a ray of sunshine. She was fucking phenomenal.
She has the biggest personality, the biggest and brightest aura.
Yeah. She
She deserves everything that's coming to her. Like she's
phenomenal, and she's really like pushing people's energy in a great direction.
I met Lizzo in Minneapolis. It was like there's so many talented artists that came out of Minneapolis. Lizzo, Bobby Raps. I think Frankie Bash, who's a producer, just signed a deal. Like there's so many.
Just so many good influences too out of there. So yeah, that was my first session out here, was fucking walking in with Lizzo.
Yeah.
And then we did the do you remember the Mod Sunge session?
Oh yeah, Mod. Oh,
Yeah.
I played one of Mod's first release shows.
Yeah, isn't he from there too?
Yeah, he's from Minneapolis essentially. It's either Minneapolis, like Bloomington or something like that, right outside Minneapolis. But
That was wild. That was like a 17-hour session, and it went all night, and it ended with all of us in the live room just fucking like half awake,
Yeah.
hitting drums on our chests,
Yeah.
the lights off.
Still trying to record.
And that was the first one where the engineer didn't show up.
Yeah.
And Akash me and Jake were there, and we were like just started engineering,
Mhm.
and he had us sit behind Pro Tools, and he told us how to engineer him, taught us how to use Pro Tools while he was in the booth.
Mhm.
It was fucking so cool, but it was just so wild. What a crazy experience.
It's boot camp.
Man.
17. Someone out there, please buy 17 Hertz Studio and make it a thing again, because it's a part of history. It feels like.
Please be a decent person.
Yeah, please
too.
be a decent. Yeah.
That place needs some good energy in it.
Yeah, it needs to be saged, fully saged.
It needs like multiple sage plants burned.
Yeah.
But it was so sick. It was
Didn't
like
it catch on fire?
I'm sure.
The roof caught on
Oh
fire.
yeah, it did. Oh, and it burnt the sushi place next to it too, or in the coffee
The
shop.
coffee shop, yeah. Did you ever go to that sushi place?
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And then the ice cream place down the street or down the couple, yeah, that place was just, it was the craziest, most movie-esque situation I think I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Just good and bad.
Yes.
One heavier than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that place was wild, but it was just, I think the thing that I would tell anybody out here who wants to come or who wants to be in this industry and just moves out here is go get a job interning at a studio.
Yes.
You will learn everything and more.
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, but learn when to ask questions.
Yeah, for real.
There's a time and a place for everything. And you're going to not like the whole thing, and it's going to be tough, and you're going to have late nights and get told what to do.
No matter
all
how
worth it.
upset you are, still show up to the session.
Everybody I know that has become successful in that world kept their mouth shut when they needed to, used every situation, good and bad, to learn, and fucking just kept going.
Yeah.
Every single one. Mr. RP Hooks. I guess it's not RP Hooks anymore.
It's just
Mr. Hooks.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Hooks.
you. I'm so glad you got to come on. I'm so glad that we got baked. At least I got baked.
You got baked off the little spliff.
I don't smoke that much. I shouldn't say I smoke a lot. I don't smoke as much per session anymore.
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna try to quit for a year on my birthday.
I'm not.
I know. I mean, I've been smoking longer than I haven't. I'm smoking weed longer than I haven't. So
That's crazy to think about.
yeah. I started smoking when I was 12, bro.
I started when I was 14,
Yeah.
but like pretty heavy. Holy shit, you've been smoking longer than you haven't. That's the name of the next album, everybody. I love you, dude. I
love you
appreciate
too, man.
You're the best, and I'll show you some music now.
You fucking better. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna comment all throughout the video.
I'm gonna comment. That's the most 2022 fucking.
Hey, you're not gonna be ready for these comments on your YouTube page, bro.
All right, well, I gotta show him music, or else I'm gonna get commented. So, I appreciate you, man. Everybody, go listen to Mr. Hook's new music. He's producing for a bunch of sick people. He's going to be playing on a stage near you very, very, very soon. Guitar and piano and singing at the same time. It's going to be crazy.
Big ups to the team, the Madden family team.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see everything you keep doing and all the success you continue to have.
Same, man.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna reach out to Bedrock for sure to
We'll make that happen.
Yeah, bring him
Oh, I
on
would
this
love
podcast.
that. I would love it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I love you.
Love y'all. Thank you for everything.
And to everybody out there,
I'm Hooks, and this is an experiment.
yeah, baby. Bye, everybody. Thank you, man.
The experience is the experiment.